Awesome, awesome. I had a not so good day, but it was fine. What about you? Why are you laughing? Why are you so happy? Hi guys. My favorite food, that's a local Asian dish. White rice. And we do something with the black peas, and then we do like a mix of vegetables and meat. That's my favorite dish. Yeah. One second. All the officers leaving, and then requested to transfer from production to agriculture. Yep. Most people like rice. What are you on? I'm here to attend a conference. It didn't start yet. I'm here at a conference room. Let me show you. Oh, you like pasta? Okay, pasta is good too, but you can't eat it every day too, just like rice. He didn't know what he was doing, and he lost their attention. And that doesn't look like because they get they know more than you. So then he then, I'm told, he then gravitated every time with Chinese as opposed to with the staff because he was going in for attention. Bahamas. Yes, I am in a meeting. It didn't start yet. Yes. Hello. Hi. Yeah, it is nice. I'm trying to. I'm doing okay. They set up ship and look at that's one we asked them what those pigs for the company. And the pigs came in. That's the problem. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the light. The ministry
Right. Thank you for this. Everybody good with the video? All right, good. You'll see the, anybody looking for new Christmas yet? Okay.
Because you walk on the shiny thing, and it was like, you know, so we're going to shiny thing, and come start to read.
No, they shut down. They shut down the paper. So after I went on leave, they shut it down. So
What happened? You have the flu?
so whatever they were in the festival, they could have been true. Whatever. And they decided to populate. So they smelled all the pigs. No pigs. Right? So now the building is empty. The staff is now they're all up there. They have no room for them to move. Yeah, that's all the pigs now. So they turn around. He left before. He left and went. Yeah, I'm saying he left and went to work with Moms. Moms, he had about 10 or 12 pigs and they got from the prisons.
Hello.
We're running a little demonstration. So the feed them. So
Carry on.
when they put the pigs there, they Brandon wanted sons to work with them. And I said, you cannot work between the two words.
Hey, Edwin, how are you?
Close her. Tommy working here all the time.
Carrie?
Then the way with
Oh, nice.
So he ran over his jail. Mom's and pigs. He was over there for months. Just take before they shipped
from
him
England.
back.
Hi.
And when they turned around and shipped the big houses, they turned loose. They turned loose. So now he was on the boat with agriculture. But by the time he come back, it was gone. So then he left. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying he carried up the others. Now when he come back, they didn't want it. I thought he was coming down. They probably didn't take it back. So they sent it back. So now when he come back to the farm, the pigs took him up. So then he left his ship and go. I think that he was
I like the pink.
he's still there. I don't know.
Something look good and
that's what I see when I go to my
yes, it is a blessing. My day is going well. I didn't feel that too good during the day, but now I feel a little bit better. One thing is when you don't feel good, you take a cold shower. I wash my hair too. I felt better.
They spend that $1,000 to build it. Being good now and actors, being in the band and now, so and they flat being in the band.
I am in a conference room waiting for the meeting to start.
Gave them some animals with the expectation that when they bring in their new animals, he was going to get something across it. But he sat back long enough to watch them. When the new animals came, they were watching. He started to come with the program. Then he got somebody. They said, oh, go down there and pick what you want. He went down there and picked what he wanted. That's what he picked.
You think that the president do it?
I don't know. No, I didn't think so. I just.
think so because that's what I'm doing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, no. You can't judge based on appearances. So anybody could be anybody.
Yeah,
So,
that's
it's about a company that I'm part of, but they're gonna merge with a different company. If you want to, I could leave the live on and you could hear what they gotta talk about. Yes, I'm really hoping that I feel better, but the sad thing is I have to work tomorrow. Oh, one thing I wish is to be able to retire from a 9 to 5 and to be able to do my own thing. That's my biggest wish. Because I'm a person with low energy, always have headache, migraines. So if I could live life at my own pace, that would be good. But I'm not there yet. Still working towards it.
Yeah, yeah. He ready to come down to the farm. You want to have a meeting with me? I said, what's going on? He said, oh, yeah, we take it up with the farm. I said, you will be in
Hi everybody, 10 people. How are you guys doing? Who hurt you, Jake?
I said, when I come back to New York,
I sure hope it's not me.
on my way up, and walk up to the bus stop, and I never saw him again. But he never came back. The next thing I saw him, he was walking. I saw him walking around there with Bibi building.
I don't usually reply to hate comments, but
The government changed.
I hope you feel better. That's all I hope. Thank you.
How are you? David. Nice to meet you. Hi. Hi. You found the room? Yes. Hi, good to see you. Hi, how are you? Good, David.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay.
Hello. Hi, David, how are you?
Good night. Yeah, talk to him.
David?
He's tea gripping.
Hey, sir.
Oh,
David,
who?
what's up?
Oh. Yeah. Good night. Good night. Yeah, I know. It requires self-discipline, which I'm working on now. Hi, Carrie.
What's up, Bree? Good to see you, man.
I think Mark, there's gonna be. You might as well come over. What do you suggest me doing to be able to do that? Where are you working as English teachers? Because my niece over there, she's trying to work remotely because she just finished school. They have I think they have I don't know how do you work as, they work as English teachers.
Is it remote? Hello?
It's don't type the screen, David. Just talk. He's gonna.
Hello?
Wait, Kathy, he's gonna. Now you wanna talk.
They're remote?
Hello. You can sit. Okay. Not yet, Kathy. I don't know if you still here, my friend. I don't know. My niece was asking a question about your job. Is your job a remote job or what it is?
She's still here?
I just have to wait and see if she's. I don't know if that's a he or a she.
They say they work as English language teachers.
Hello. Melissa, you was here earlier, right? Yes. So what's going on? You done?
No.
What you doing, Gavin? That's the game? I'm at the conference room now. Huh? I don't know if he's there. Back home. I don't know. He might be at the next place. Kathy, they didn't answer yet. Why you keep taking that from me? Yeah, but that's not a mirror for your hair. Why you keep looking at your hair? So what are you up to, Melissa? Are you cooking? You resting? Should I get 8 o'clock? Oh, they start already, man. See what somebody told me?
What do you say? This one defending you.
Yeah.
What is this one?
Yep.
He's a father.
Yeah, I guess. I can't think. Yeah. What happened? Be careful, be careful. Somebody's watching. These two people look like brothers. The two men. The one with the white shirt and the one with the gray. Border. They could pass out borders. Kathy, the thing already stopped. Hi guys. The person you asked a question to,
They left?
I don't know if they still here, but they might still be here. What do you mean? This?
This?
I don't know what it
Or they
means.
saying hi?
Hi? No, I mean, I already responded to the hi before.
Yep. Yes,
I said hi again. Thank you. How are you?
It's so boring.
They needed to hook everything up before.
This is what I'm looking at. You like an hour late. You pretty much get the
Are you serious? Awesome. Where are you? Which country are you? Oh man, I'm cold. Kathy, don't. I was supposed to do something. Check the YouTube analytics for me.
For what?
For what? Because I need it.
You're not even doing nothing.
See, I'm talking to them. What are you talking about?
You're gorgeous. Yeah.
See, Wallace. Oh, this one. This one is 250. This one. I just saw a jump scare. You say you just saw a jump scare. I just saw a number on my videos and I Did you just see my jump scare?
Wait, this how we're like.
Hmm?
It's how camera. It's the same camera on your phone.
I'm not sure.
It is. By the way, this Bibi the millionaire. Not the same one.
That's not the same one?
I'm gonna check it.
I cannot check it. No, that's btrcalling28 at gmail.com. Why you have to put that in for? What you gonna do?
Because I want to make my resume. Since something like I want to do something productive.
You here to listen to the meeting?
Get an account.
btrcalling28 at gmail.com.
You know your password?
I don't.
You know?
I don't even remember this password. They say enter a code. What code? Once you
They send it to the email. So I just get it.
Okay.
What then?
Can't you want to drop it or? I feel it's like I'm that way was to get to the studio unless they ask you to go in the front, which
Are you going to ask me?
I don't think so.
So you going to get a teamwork? They have it for 50%.
Kathy, I already have a plan, so where's the plan after? How it's going?
Let me show you.
I'm not gonna do nothing now. You pay for a yearly plan. So you get it yourself. Because the plan was there, so how the heck they gonna tell me, oh, plan fini pada setelah dia apa kau fini? Suppose it's fini in 2026. How much it is first? 50% off. Eh? They say 3 months. But I had a yearly plan would be I had a yearly plan. I'm hungry, but I'm hungry. Come on. I don't feel like I'm supposed to be a dinner. Then they are a mess, and they are unless if I email something like that's only explanation.
This the email you're going to
Kathy, I have so much emails I don't even know which one. Yep, I am okay. What about you? What about the yearly plan? How much for it? No. Oh, okay. I'm glad to hear that. So $10 for what? For three months? No, but the yearly plan is more money though. Divide 200 by 12 and see how much.
Oh, that's $16 and 66 cents per month.
Yeah, but that's when you give it to you for $10.
Take that one, $10.
Plus, you could always upgrade.
Feel like it.
I had it before. I don't understand why I don't have it now.
I also
You remember when I had
All right,
it?
good night, everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Welcome to the Bahamas. On behalf of me, all right, that's a joke. I appreciate you guys for being here. Sorry for the late start. We had a couple of international guests that flew in, and we wanted to make sure everyone had something to eat before we start. We're very, very excited for what's about to happen with this venture, this partnership, and we have some really amazing people in the rooms. So first of all, I want you to put your hands together for yourselves for being here tonight. And for those of you that have been here, sitting waiting for a while, we're going to give you guys some coffee in a few. We actually have some hot water coming. So we're going to make sure to give you guys that while the meeting is going on. But I would definitely encourage you guys. Somebody, if you have no taking information, you have a pen and a notepad. Everybody else gonna take notes? Beautiful. All right, so we're gonna kick this off.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure everyone is ready to get this information. I'm excited to get some information as well. But I wanna first of all bring up a gentleman who needs an introduction. He's been a mentor of mine for 15 years. As for those who don't know, his name is Gary McSween. But I've been working with this gentleman for 15 years. When I came into the industry, I knew nothing about network marketing, to be honest with you guys. And through a friend of mine, I got referred to a company, and then I met David and Bibi. We started working together.
No problem.
And it's been an amazing journey. I was having a conversation with a leader in Bahamas, and she said, Gary, you've been very fortunate because you've been in the industry, but you haven't been through too many horror stories. And that is the truth, right? I've not been through too many horror stories because I've been working with a gentleman like David and Bibi. So he's going to come up here and he's going to kind of give you guys a briefing before we go in. But I'm very excited. Please put your hands together for Dr. David and Bibi. Give it up for Gary McSween. Big round. Listen, it's one of my favorite countries to visit, the Bahamas, where God lives, right? Is that sir? You still live here? Yes. Okay, all right. We're good. I want to make sure, because you guys are looking at me like, what are you talking about? But yeah, very, very, very excited to be here. Gary McSween is someone that means a whole lot to myself, my wife, my family. He's been an incredible friend, incredible brother, and a great leader as well. Not just in business, his personal life as well. And we had a fly-in to Houston, Texas, my home. We had about 30 leaders that actually flew in. And Gary could not get a visa to actually get into the country. So we said, listen, for him, I told the company that you're going to hear about, I said, listen, with this gentleman, we've got to do something special for him to make sure that he could actually be there. And Bahamas is where we chose to have it. All right, so that's why we're here. This is a great choice, right? Yeah. I think some people were like, why don't we do Mexico or Panama or Barbados? I said, I don't know if we can be there, okay? Bahamas, I'll be there. But no. It was me that was suggesting Mexico. I didn't throw you on the bus. But no, it's, so this was really a private meeting. But as you know, nothing in network marketing stays private. So we have some other leaders that are here as well. So I want to thank you guys for being here.
Yes.
Tonight you're going to hear about a partnership that really just came into fruition. And I want to kind of share with you really why it happened. 2022, I was laying down on my couch, the first day of the year, and I literally heard the Holy Spirit say, start a company. All right, so it's time. And we started a company called Envision You, NVU. Everybody say NVU. NVU. And the whole premise of the company was that we're going to envision you the way God actually created you. Basically, we're going to envision you healthy and wealthy. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Outside of your faith and your faith, how many of you would agree that your health and your wealth are the two most important things to you? Makes sense, right? So what we said was we're going to create a company that's going to provide value in those two areas. We're going to create incredible health and wellness products, and we're going to create an incredible digital learning platform where people can learn different skill sets. And we set out to actually do that. So when we started, we created an Airbnb course, we created a Turo course, we created a digital marketing course, we created a metaverse course. I was a part of a network marketing company that dealt in the foreign exchange market. And when I left that company, I wanted to honor the one-year non-compete. So we said we weren't going to do Forex because that company did Forex. So for 1 year, our digital learning platform was Airbnb, Turo, Metaverse, digital marketing, and we did $20 million in sales our first year. And we didn't even have Forex, all right? And then we launched the foreign exchange education. We launched the crypto education. We did well as well. But simultaneously, we were actually creating products. We had sleep product,
Yes,
we had
it
weight
is.
loss product, we had energy product, and they were sprays. Right? Anybody remember the sprays? Right? Right? I still use them. I mean, they're phenomenal. Yeah. And then obviously our company evolved and we created the Alive product line. And one of the products that we created that really launched March of 2025, so it actually launched this year. All right, and you guys need to get a chance to try it. They bring some hot water, right? Yeah. Have you guys tried our coffee yet, right? You tried it? Okay, all right. You got two hands right here, right? If you haven't tried it yet, we're gonna get that to you. This product, ladies and gentlemen, I got the numbers the other day from May of 2025 to November. We actually sold over $2 million worth of that coffee. Wow. So we know we've got something really special, right? Now, I will tell you this, in order to grow a company, you need more than just field leaders. See, I've been in this profession for 21 years, and for 18 years, I was a field leader. I was the guy in front of the room, I was the guy traveling, I was the guy doing the meetings and leadership and mentorship and all that, right? And I started to start a company, but that's a whole nother ballgame. You need people that really understand how to run a business, all right, versus just understanding the network marketing aspect. So for about 2 years, really close to 2 years, I felt like I was really carrying the weight of really both sides of the business, where I was working on the corporate side and I was still, serving the best I could from a field perspective. A friend of mine gave me a call, Michelle Bowens. I've known Michelle for almost 20 years. Incredible person, incredible leader. But she gave me a call and she said, David, I've got some information that most people don't know. There's a company you know of that's now looking to get into helping loans. And I knew of this company. The company had been around for 10 years and it had done extremely well. As a matter of fact, I would say, and I'm not just saying that because they're here, I would say if I looked at all the companies in this space when it comes to the digital learning platform, they're number one. When you look at their services, how long they've been in business, the fact that they are owned by a publicly traded company. Now, those of you that are here tonight, I want you guys to understand how special you are. So
Yes.
you have a company called InvestView. InvestView is the parent company that actually owns iGenius. InvestView is a publicly traded company. The stock right now trades about 3 cents a share. All right? I'll give you guys a little tip. On that. $30,000 is a million shares. Okay? Just keep that in mind. Let's anyway. All right. So they own. So what does that really mean for you? That means that in this space, this Forex, crypto, it's very scrutinized. Right? Network marketing is already very scrutinized. The foreign exchange markets, the financial markets, they're very scrutinized. But guess what? Because it's a publicly traded company, they have to be vetted. The SEC actually has to look into that company to make sure that they're doing everything the correct way. And guess what? They did. And they came out on the other side clean. So my confidence right now in sharing the financial aspect of this company, the wealth aspect of this company, is through the roof right now. Like, I could talk to anybody about this and know that I'm sharing something with them that will be here. Does that make sense? But here's the beauty of this. You have a company that's already established, it's already been doing well, it's done hundreds of millions of dollars in sales, but now they want to start a health and wellness company. So you have the stability of a company that's been around for a long time, that's really a startup as well. That's rare. Usually it's just a startup, which comes with a lot of risk, right? We know about that, right? And if it's a company that's been around for a long time, it can kind of run stale, right? They're not excited about it because it's not new. Right. But here you have something that's already established, but now you got this new movement that's coming into play. And I looked at this and I said, wait a minute, these guys are going where it is that we want to go. If you look at their tagline, it says empowering, healthier, wealthier, and smarter living. This is before I even met them. Before I met them, they bought their manufacturing plant. Right, when they manufactured products. before I talk to them, right? So they were already good. So I kind of feel like I'm being a little smart too, you know? Right? Is that? It wasn't a joke. It's okay. Ain't no laughing. That's how smart you're laughing, right? Here I am, right? I'm thinking health and wealth, and then these guys that I don't know that have built companies in the billions are thinking the same thing. Huh. So I said to myself, David, you can go at this on your own, or you can partner with giants. You can partner with people that know more than you, right? See, I'm everywhere I go, a lot of times, I'm the biggest fish in the room. I'm tired of it. I don't want to be the biggest fish in the room. I want to be the smallest fish in the room. Because if you're the biggest fish in the room, you're in the wrong room. Does that make sense? So it was time for me to say, okay, you know what? Let me partner with some individuals that know more than me, but they're going where it is that I want to go. 8 years from now, I'll be 50 years old. And the goal that we set for ourselves, positively impact the lives of 1 billion people, I believe that this partnership has absolutely accelerated that action there. So I want you guys to really see yourself privileged to be in this room tonight. This is not hype. This is not a game. This is real. People need what it is that we have. Yes, people need to know what to do with money. They need to know how to grow it. Everybody in this room, you've made enough money to be wealthy. The challenge is you didn't know what to do with it. You didn't know how to grow it, didn't know how to preserve it, didn't know where to invest in it, right? So what we have from a wealth perspective is there. But now what we're creating with health and wellness, right, and some of the other things that they're actually rolling out there, over the next 8 years, you're going to have a chance to really create something really special for you and your family. So I want you to be excited about what it is you're going to see tonight. They're going to cover all the services that they currently have right now. And then I'm sure Victor, who's the CEO of InvestView, and oh, by the way, remember I told you to say NVU, remember that? The ticker symbol for the stock, for the company, is INVU. Now, you may think that's a coincidence. I know. Okay? All right? I thought that was really powerful as well. All right? So, Victor, he'll come up as well and share with you the future plans. I made my decision to partner with this company not just because of who they are today, but because of who they're going to be tomorrow. And we get a chance to be a part of that. Does that make sense? Sure. All right? So, what I want to do right now is I want to bring up a gentleman that I really, I told him and his business partner, Christian, I feel really good to work with them. It's been a short time, but I've seen how they respond. I've seen how they respond to even adversity, and I'm really, really impressed. When you're the president of a company for 10 years that's done hundreds of millions of dollars in sales, and you've gone through what it is that they're going through, it means that you know what you're doing. But he still carries himself with a tremendous amount of humility. He'll tell you he's a believer, married, kids, just an incredible individual, first of all, but then he's been able to lead a company to great heights, and he wants more, right? He's hungry for more. So he flew all the way from Utah. I think he had to leave early in the morning to actually be here with us. So please, guys, if you can't, big a huge round of applause for the president of iGenius.
It is so fun to be with you. There's a lot of things that I do on a day in and day out that are not as fun. But this right here, getting to be with you guys, talk to you about our business, tell you what we're working on, tell you what we're doing well, give you guys a good idea of how you might be able to fit inside of this ecosystem. This is my favorite part, right? It's something that I actually really cherish. So like these moments, like I'm away from my family, I make sure that I'm up early, get here. I'll be out on a plane tomorrow morning because I want to get back to my family and do what is most important to me, which is be a father, be a husband, be with my family. But these moments are crucial because I actually view this maybe a little different than most. I am not one of those that thinks the corporate's over here doing our thing and the field's over there doing their thing, and if we all do our thing the way we're supposed to do it, then we'll make something work. I'm actually like a little different than that. I think we're all doing this together, like as equal partners, shoulder to shoulder. And I've always felt that way, probably because of my background. I'll do the short version because it's late, so we'll go quick and we'll do a longer version another time. But I started off my career in direct sales. So I was in college, met a guy, he was starting a company, and he told me about direct sales. He told me about becoming an independent business owner. And the thing he said to me that stuck with me to this day is he said, look, if you come work with me and become a distributor of my company, I will pay you, at the time, 10% of any of the sales that you make. And I said, okay, that sounds cool. So how much do I make per hour? So where do I sign the paper? And how does this work? I'm like, I grew up very modest, upbringing. Mom and dad both worked full time. We didn't go without, but we certainly didn't have any silver spoons. We were just raised, and my parents taught me how to work really hard. And so I was a little bit blown away by what this guy was saying. He was like, no, I don't pay you anything, not a penny, until you actually make a sale. You bring the contract, you put it in this, this is 20-something years ago. You put it in this basket, and then it'll get processed, and we'll make sure that that customer receives their product. And I was just blown away. He said, but here's what will be maybe the most important thing that you'll ever hear me say. If you do it, you will write your own check for the rest of your life. I had never heard anything like that. I had never been in control of hearing like, okay, well, I can be here. So you're saying I could go make 10 sales in a day, and I started doing the math on that. And if I can do 10, maybe I can do 15 sales in a day, maybe I can do, and I started to have this entirely different mindset that I had never had. And some of y'all might think like, I had never heard, I thought you went to work, you had an hourly rate, and that was it. And so this was a huge concept for me. So for the next 10 years, I helped him build a company. And we did, I was a top recruiter, top performer of that company for those 10 years. Towards the last few years, I was lucky enough to actually become an equity partner in the company. Actually, as luckily I got married, and my wife was kind of tired of me traveling 3 times a week, and was like, maybe you can figure out a role there, maybe on the corporate team, because they happen to have an office not too far from my house. So I ended up taking kind of this dual role, and I learned to kind of run a company. I was actually mentored by some great business operators. One of my mentors was a guy who actually started a company in the United States called Overstock.com. And he was my mentor and taught me business. And he had actually purchased a large stake in that company. And so I had this really unique place where I had been a field distributor, a top performer, and then I also kind of got a lot of corporate experience of learning how to run a business, how to do operations. And so fast forward, I went to try to start a software company with a couple of friends, and we ended up, kind of eventually, I sold my shares of that business and got out of it, and then I was introduced to this idea that we are working on the biggest project of teaching people about finances in a direct sales fashion. And so for me, it was super interesting because it kind of had these 2 different worlds come together. Number one, finance. My dad was a community banker. When I was a kid, I used to mow lawns, and when I was like 13 years old, he walked me down to the bank that he worked at, put me in an office with one of his friends, and I opened up my first mutual funds. 13 years old, guys. Most 13-year-olds are buying baseball. I bought baseball cards too. But he got me opening a mutual fund at a really young age. I actually still have that mutual fund open today. It's got a 30-year track record, basically. And so I had this interest in finance, always had, investing and learning all that. But I also had a really great background in direct sales. And so when I heard about this company, I had this idea to teach people about financial literacy, but do it in a way that people could actually be learning and sharing with others, and being compensated for sharing with others. I was pretty darn interested, as you can imagine, right? So I got involved. I've been involved for 10 years. Like David said, we've had some really great successes along the way. We've had some massive challenges along the way. The thing that I'll tell everybody that I hang my hat on is that we have skinned our knees, and we have learned lessons, in most cases the hard way, but we are in a place today that is so different than where we were 10 years ago. We understand how to do what we do it effectively, cost effectively, efficiently. I tell them, I brag to people about this fact. We can abuse it. I like that too. It's a good song. I would have chosen something a little more festive. One of the things that I told David though, and I take pride in this, is our company, we are so efficient and so lean in our operations that if we're doing $1 million in sales, we're profitable. we're good to go. If we're doing $50 million in sales a month, we're profitable, we're good to go. And that's a really important thing for you guys, because our challenge with our space is most of the companies, they end up not balancing that. And so as a result, they end up having challenges paying commissions. And that's the number one rule in this business. Once you have a challenge paying commissions, then you've lost your field, right? And we view that as sacred, and we are able to do that. We've never had, again, this is the really cool thing. We launched iGenius in 2021, right? Leading up to iGenius, there was some other efforts and initiatives that went into the iGenius launch. But since we launched iGenius, and even the 2 years before that, never once did we miss a commission payment, paid on time, every time. In fact, we were so serious about getting repaid, we started paying everybody a day early. So we pay on Thursdays, not Fridays, just because we don't want to go into the weekend without having everybody paid in case, there's a bank issue or whatever it is. So we know what our role is in this whole game, and that is to make sure that the company's healthy, the company is viable, and we've learned that through a lot of experience. We've learned that through some challenging times, but we're in a really great place today. So I'm going to share one more quick thing. David set this up so well, and I haven't shared this with him yet, but the night he and I spoke, I maybe a little bit to it, was a very challenging time in our company. Just a couple months ago when we had our first conversation. Like he said, Michelle Bowens put us on the phone together, and we were going through some stuff, right? And I remember thinking, I was with my wife, we were in New York, I was actually speaking at a little conference, and I remember thinking, man, I gotta be doing something different. I had poured myself into this. It made this time for me to look at what other things are out there for me to go explore. And I got on a call with David, and he demonstrated some interest in what we were doing. By no means did he say, hey, let's go. But he kind of was complimentary about some of the things we were doing. And I thought, man, if a guy like David sees what we're doing and has even a little bit of interest in what we're doing, maybe what we're doing actually is pretty valuable. And he said some things that were really rewarding for me, because he talked about things that we had been thinking, right? He was saying things that we've been thinking, and we've got to transition and move ourselves into this health and wellness arena. We've got to expand the vision. We've got to be able to kind of reboot and do something different. We were thinking that, and those were the things that he was thinking, and he was actually a big validation point for me that we were on the right track. So, I'm, you and I are both, men of faith, and nothing we think is coincidental. There's a reason for all this. I thought it was super interesting, the timing of all of it. And then the next couple of weeks we had conversations, we had discussions, our visions have aligned. And what I think is the most powerful thing about everything that we're going to talk about through the rest of this night is that we have the opportunity to take all of the experience, the learning, and the best things that we have been building at iGenius. When we have the opportunity to lean into all of the experience, all the expertise, and all the knowledge that David and y'all have been working on for the last 10, 15, 20 years of your guys' careers, come together and create something much bigger than what either one of us could do without the other, if that makes sense. 1 + 1 becomes 10, 1 + 1 becomes 100 in this equation. And so as you guys hear what we're going to share with you tonight, I'm not going to tonight be able to show you how we're going to take all of the great products from Vision U and all different resources and plug them into this, but you guys are pretty familiar with what's there, and start to think about everything we're going to share and kind of adding some of the best things in Vision U, because that's really where we're going. So we're going to start off by just talking about who is iGenius, what we do, how we do it today, right? We're going to go through that, even though everybody in this room knows we're in the process of a big overhaul, a big reboot and a relaunch. But it's important for everybody to know where we're at so that you can see where we're going. But also, this is really important, we're still iGenius today, right? And we will be iGenius through the rest of December and even into most of January. Our goal and our target is to launch an entirely new thing together at the end of January. But that gives us some work to do. That's still in the future. So I want everybody to be aware of what we're doing here at iGenius. Does that make sense? Is that cool? Yes. You guys good at that? Yes. Oh, all right. We'll go quick. And we'll jump right into this, because I think a lot of you guys will be familiar with a lot of this stuff. But basically, we're solving what is essentially the universal problem, right? Most people, and I would say almost all people in any country, in any place, they were not taught about money. They weren't taught how to use it, how to get it working for you. And as a result, people live paycheck to paycheck. Savings accounts are low, And in most cases, it leads to a lot of stress and marital problems and challenges because people are, again, just aren't educated about money. And so that's where we come in. We've created a solution. And we think that the most unique thing about our solution is that we don't just give you a solution, we teach people the skills they need to solve that problem, right? And that's powerful because you think about it. Most problems, who do we want to solve them for us? Anybody but us, right? So we have massive debt. Okay, somehow the government should take care of it. We have a problem. We always want somebody else to solve a problem, right? That's how we're kind of wired. Somebody come in and fix this. We teach people how to fix themselves, right? We're giving them skills. We teach them how to solve their money problems. Rather than relying on old-fashioned ideas, we teach people how to live smarter by providing access to education, tools, partnerships, real-time research and analysis, and maybe one of the most important things that we provide is access to a community of like-minded individuals that act as a support system along the way while people are getting their financial situation improved. Our company is owned, like David said, by a publicly traded company called Investment. This matters a lot in our space. We've seen a lot of things happen where companies weren't held to any sort of a standard. There was no transparency with what was happening with the funds and things of that nature. And it actually harms a lot of people. People get locked in, they're trying to run with the company, and the next thing they hear, the founder has run off with a bunch of the money, or they're deciding to change this, that. There's no transparency. What we bring to this is there is a transparent mode of operations. We're owned by a publicly traded company. That company reports to the SEC every quarter all of the information about what happened with finances, how much was paid in commissions, how much was generated in revenues, what are the executives paid, what are their stock options programs look like. You can go in there there's pages and pages, you can see every bit of it. You have complete visibility into what's happening with the finances of the organization. What does that do? It makes sure that the parent company investing, they have a fiduciary responsibility to do what's good for the people that hold shares of that stock. Which means, again, no funny business is going on. There's nobody enriching themselves off this whole thing. The reality is Victor in the back there and me, we're salaried employees. And we are ultimately both. We are fiduciarily, we are responsible to make sure that shareholders are seeing improvement and we're increasing shareholder value. That's really unique, guys. Compared to a privately held company, that is very, very different. And that really does set us apart. Our headquarters are in Utah. InvestU is located in Pennsylvania, their headquarters, and then we have corporate offices in the EU. We have members in over 110 countries. We maintain an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. This is really important for everybody to understand. We are super focused because our parent company is publicly traded. We do things the right way. We do things compliantly, by the book. So what you need to know while we're telling you what we are, you also need to know what we are not. We are not registered investment advisors. We are not financial advisors. We do not provide financial advice ever, period, end of story. Everything we do is informational and educational. And that's something that's so crucial. A lot of what I'm showing you guys tonight is actually what I'm intending to do is a model where everybody should be sharing. When they get in front of a room, it is important that every time you are sharing about what we are, and how we do it, that you make sure that people understand no advice, that no financial advice is given. The trading of cryptocurrencies and stocks and options and all the other things that people potentially have access to involves risk. And so people should not risk more money than they are comfortable losing. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Are you clear on that? This is something we cover every time. So you're going to get to where you have this all memorized. I have to start making up other words because I've been reading the same thing for 10 years. But it's such a crucial part because what we're doing is we're building a moat around the company. So that if anybody gets off the reservation, if somebody's out there saying something that doesn't kind of conform to this, we can show hours and hours and hours of presentations of people doing it the right way. We can show all of our presentations. We can show the back office and all the marketing materials that do make sure that people understand that we are not providing advice. We are not teaching people that this is a get-rich-quick thing. We're teaching people this is actually an education skills, right? Okay. Our education platform today is broken up into 4 different areas. We have Money Pro, which is a program to help you reduce debt, manage your budgets, improve your financial habits. We have Market Pro, which is basically educational courses about crypto, forex, and a variety of trading techniques. Also includes event calendars and ebooks that will help somebody build kind of a foundation in learning about the markets and learning about the specific aspects of trading. We have Learn Live, which is live education. The way I look at this is if you guys have ever watched a basketball game and you have those two commentators that are basically telling you play-by-play, same thing for the markets. We have educators, in most cases, that have been doing this for decades, that are able to give play-by-play analysis of what's happening in the markets that you can learn from and decide, hey, maybe I want to take action with this information. But at the end of the day, it's your money, your account, you're the one that makes those decisions. And we have our university, which is the library of educational videos that really deep dive into the content. All of our products are mobile friendly. As long as you have a Wi-Fi connection, you can access any of these educational tools. Then we move into our research and alerts products. This is where we have the same way you get a text message, right? You subscribe to a couple of different, friend groups. Let's say you're in the groups and you're getting the different text messages come across. You hit your phone and it vibrates a button. The exact same way we send out education, analysis, and educational trade ideas for the markets. You can subscribe to the channels, join the channels you have access to. This is all done through a platform called Telegram, and then you can get access to alerts and analysis for Forex, crypto, commodities, indexes, equities, futures. I mean, there's many different areas that we cover, which is one of the things that makes us really unique. I'm not going to get into this. This is just some of the additional channels that we have. This is what it looks like. Basically, you get analysis, you get research, you get charts, you'll get the entry points, you'll get parameters for a trade, just depending on what the channel is and what the strategy is that you get there. This is a really important slide. We have this slide in our deck to demonstrate how serious we take this process. Every single one of our educators has we have a team that basically validates all of the education, the information they've sent out, and we show exactly, in this case, how many alerts were sent out, how many of those alerts were profitable trade ideas, what percentage, or how many pips they got. You can see the win-loss ratios. This is not to entice anybody to use our products. This is really important. You guys pay not a lot of attention to things I say. This part, please pay attention to. We are not using these numbers to entice them and say that, well, obviously, if it works so well in June through November, then it's certainly going to work this well the next 6. Absolutely. Past results don't guarantee your future results. This is simply to show you guys that we document all of the alerts. We show people exactly what happened, rain or shine, good or bad. There are times when a trader loses. In this situation, there was 150
I think they have that.
September for this specific channel. We put it out there because we're not trying to hide anything. This is all about transparency, and it's all about telling the truth no matter what, and that's what we do, and you'll learn this is part of our mantra. It's telling the truth no matter what we do. Exactly. Yeah. But a very dangerous slide, so we can't have people going in here and say, no, if we added a few more months here, look what happened, right? If you had $1,000 and you get, no, that's not the goal. This is not to entice anybody, but it demonstrates credibility. You can also go to our Instagram page. On our Instagram page, we have a highlight bubble that says performance. And you can go through, and it's long at this point. It's got 5.5 years of track record, and you want to see this same information that goes back much longer than just 6 months. Okay, let's skip that. We do it twice. These are our trading tools. So we have a couple of different trading tools that we'll deep dive into this. We're going to do a little later presentation, but I've seen 2 huge shifts in the world in 10 years in the world of education and finance and trading and investing. 10 years ago, Robinhood came out, right? And all of a sudden, Robinhood changed the game because people could trade without commissions, right? And Robinhood started this whole trend of what they call robo trading or app trading, where it used to be the traders would be on their desktop. They'd have to use different tools and Robinhood made it so easy and so user-friendly. People could start doing it, right? Those were huge trends that happened in those 10 years. Probably the biggest trend in trading that I've seen over the past couple of years is scanners. These scanners are becoming powerful. They're not AI-driven. They're tools that give people real-time, opportunities for buying, selling, whatever it may be. And we have a bunch of scanners that are super powerful. We have many that we are working on building as we speak. And I'm super excited about these tools that we have. And you guys have seen that they're really powerful. Partnerships is a big part of what we do. It's becoming a massive part of what we do. I'm going to actually not talk a lot about partnerships because Victor's going to come up here when I'm done. And he's going to talk about essentially the most important partnerships that we have, which are going to be our sister companies, the other subsidiaries underneath the Invesco umbrella that are being worked on, that are being developed as we speak, that we will become the channel partner, we'll become the engine for all of these different entities, right? These are companies, like David already referenced, a manufacturing facility, a lab that has the ability to manufacture products in the realm of health and wellness and beauty and skincare and things of this nature. Well, they're the lab, they're going to manufacture the products. And who is going to be the person that goes out there and lets everybody know about them, educates them, and gets rewarded for doing so? That's us. That's us, right? So we believe in this concept of creating really valuable partnerships because we don't do everything perfectly, right? We know how to do financial education, but you know what? We don't do travel. Like I could lie to you and say, look, we're experts in travel. We spent the last 6 months studying travel. It doesn't matter. There's somebody out there that spent 20 years doing it. We're going to go partner with that best-in-class provider. We're going to negotiate a rate, a perk, a benefit, a deal for our community, and we're going to leverage our economies of scale, right? We're going to say, look, we've got thousands and tens of thousands of people worldwide. Let me know what you can do for me. And we use that leverage, and we've got a bunch of different partnerships in place that you guys will learn about. One of them is this right here. This is called C-Force. C-Force is an automated crypto trading strategy that we have exclusive access to. It's managed by a third-party company called Blue Square Wealth. Has been in business, for the last, I think, 6 years, focused exclusively on crypto trading, crypto portfolio management. These guys manage this strategy, so they are the strategy manager for C-Force. We partner with them. They have their strategy executed at 3Commas. 3Commas is a software provider. It's a software that can connect to your crypto exchange and execute trades on your behalf, according to the strategy, right? So here's, going back to my point about we believe in partnering and utilizing this as a methodology. We connect people to an SEC registered investment advisory firm that manages the trade, not our company, to a software provider, a best-in-class, world-class company called 3Commas. If you live in there, they were a massive crypto trading company. Those two companies work. We essentially act once again as the engine. We just bring people to the table and say, look, if you want to have access to this, you get access to this at no additional cost. It's included in our membership. But here's the key thing. Members, they maintain full custody of their funds. They decide if they want to have the strategy turn off or on. They're in complete control, but they can get access to it through our ecosystem. So that when I talk about partnerships, this kind of illustrates what I mean. We create partnerships that bring massive value to our end members that can ultimately become an option, an opt-in if they want to have it. And we specialize in partnering with experts in their fields. Like I said, there's no software fees. There's no cost. Essentially, you just allocate the amount of money that you want traded in that strategy. And okay, we have 4 different memberships today. We have our elite membership, premium, select, and choice. You can see at the top the price of our membership. That's a one-time lifetime membership fee. And then you can see on the next line what the, 2 lines down, you can see what it costs to renew that membership each month. So our elite membership is $1,500. It's $175 each month to renew that membership. And what's included is basically everything that I talked about tonight. Everything that we went through, plus a lot more. We're trying to kind of get through this with. The premium membership has check marks all the way up to, you get some of the scanners, not all of them, you get scanners. So with the premium membership, and then everything else below, select, you get all the way up to the trade journal, trade hub, and everything below that. And our choice membership is kind of what we call the dip your toe membership, kind of just come in and try it out. Exactly, I love to try it out. And it's $100 one time, $100 a month, and you get access to basically all the educational resources, plus you get access to the learn live sessions and the alerts for so that's that's kind of the basis. That's our membership. We're going to go into more detail about it. We also have some great ways that people can prepay and save. One of the concepts that we really learn about retention is that our members come in, and if they will prepay and commit to a certain level of time, their likelihood of renewing that membership later is so much stronger. And so our distributors have gotten really good at teaching this concept of, hey, look, this is an education. This isn't some game where you're going to come in, you're going to buy a membership, you're going to put $1,000 to work, and you're going to make enough money on that $1,000 to then cover next month's membership. Not at all. If that's what y'all are thinking that we're doing, I'm here to tell you that's not what we do. Because it doesn't happen that way, right? You might come in on the month when there was some tough trading. That happens. The greatest traders in the world lose a bunch of trades. They have bad quarters. They have bad months. The S&P 500 was down 20%, 19% in 2022. You can't bring somebody in and say, you're going to make your, that's not what we do. What we do is we teach people that they're coming in to get an education. Same way you go to university. How much does it cost to go to university? How much? It's $1 zillion, $1.50 billion. You know what I mean? And so you come in, you commit to a certain area of time. I'll commit to a year, I'll commit to 2 years, whatever that looks like. Doesn't mean you have to prepay for 2 years. Maybe you prepay for 6 months, but you're committed to a 2 years to learn the skills. I can tell you the most powerful thing about a digital platform like ours is those skills they learn, that knowledge they gained during those 2 years, can't be taken away when the bottle's empty. Does that make sense? You follow what I'm saying? End of the 2 years when the bottle's empty, they got to go buy more or it's kind of done. There's some benefits that linger, but the education that you put up here, the knowledge that you gained those 2 years, nobody can take that away from you for the rest of your life. And that's why, you know, we teach this concept of get people in and get them to commit again. If they're going to do it, get them with a long-term mindset. Obviously, if they're in a position. Our products are not intended to replace traditional investing methods. That's really important. You know, we're trying to make sure that people understand what we're all about. This is for self-directed investors, and this is to further diversify their knowledge and their investment. This is not empty out your 401k because the strategy at iGenius has been doing really good for me. So no, we actually don't recommend that. We don't recommend going all chips in. Keep your other investment vehicles in place and add this to it. Takes time. Obviously, we encourage people to paper trade and you know, do their own due diligence before they ever fund an account. These are really important things. And then also always use proper risk management. I'll just hit on that one real quick. Okay, last point I'll make, and I'm going to kick it over to Anthony. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I'm going to kick it to Anthony to talk about and then we'll bring a Victor to talk investment. Is that right, David? We go that flow? We go Anthony to comp first, and we'll go. Okay. We have a referral program similar to that of many companies out there, digital companies. I'll use Robinhood again because you guys covered Robinhood earlier. I was a huge, like 9 years ago when Robinhood came out, I was that guy that was sharing my link with everybody. I thought it was cool. I was like, hey, look, you get free stock if somebody else got it. Just try this again, right? And I don't know how much, you guys familiar with Robinhood? Did it make its way down here into the Caribbean? Some to some degree. Okay, it got big in the U.S. Everybody was like, they weren't even using it. They were just like, hey, just check out my link. Like it went viral. They created some cool. We have something similar where we have every single one of our members comes in, purchases the membership, maybe just uses the products as a customer, but every one of those customers gets a referral code. And we prompt them to use that referral code to share. Just the same way every time I open up my Tesla app, I get prompted to share my link with people because I can get free charging or whatever it is, right? Similar methodology that we have. We also have a bonus product. Anthony's going to tell you all about it. But it's really important to understand that when we get in front of a regulator, when we are talking about what our core business model is, we sell memberships. We sell memberships to a financial education platform, and we reward people that share their link. The only difference between us and most of the other guys is instead of paying people one time for that referral, we pay them every time they renew that membership. So if somebody comes in, that's what makes it cool. It's the same exact story though, right? We're just like Tesla, we're just like Robinhood, we're just like DirecTV, we're just like, whatever other app, Cash App, there's any app that you have today, they have a referral program. We do too. The difference is when that person renews their membership, we pay a commission. And I could put a period there and drop the mic, and that's enough for everybody to understand how you can actually go build a very large business. But we have this other component to it. If you do want to come in and actually help us really tell this story and tell a lot of people about it, we have a bonus plan that's purely optional that people can qualify for. And for that, I'm going to bring somebody to the table. So I'll do the intro of Anthony, and I'm excited. So I've been working with this guy for the past decade, right? I married him to tell you how much we've been working together. Not married him like he's got a wife and I got a wife.
Yeah, you talk.
Let me rephrase it. I haven't been able to get that wording down. But I can show you pictures of me, who is, by the way, not an ordained priest or anything in that regard, but his wife, not him, his wife asked me to perform his wedding ceremony. Oh, wow. And I happily did so, and I pretty freaking good job, didn't I? I mean, I put a lot into it, but I had to because I really wanted to give him at least 1 or 2 years before she was mad at him, and she was like, I was looking out for him. Yeah, so he's an awesome guy. When you guys learn about this guy, he's an absolute workhorse. This guy, around the clock, is in front of that computer, and I can see his shelf in the background, because I literally am on calls with him all the time, and I see him all day long teaching people about this program. He's passionate about it, he's a user, and the thing that's most, I think, interesting about Anthony is Anthony came in as a, well, he would have been 19-year-old kid, and you know, I came into the company shortly after, so he was kind of early on in the company when I joined and became a part of the corporate team. And he didn't know anything about trading. And I'm telling you, he'd be the first to admit, he knew nothing about trading. And today, he has become our most viewed and most followed, most downloaded educator on our platform. Wow. So this guy he truly is. He's a product of the product. He came in, he plugged in that education year after year after year, did what he needed to do to learn it, got to a place where he was like, I got to teach everybody too. And so we paid him as one of our financial educators. He teaches people about crypto. He also teaches stocks, which we're going to tell you some cool stuff. So he's an awesome networker. He's our top income earner. But I think to me, more than anything, he's a really, really good guy. And he actually cares a ton about the people that he works with. So Anthony, can talk about that.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys. Thanks for having me, dude. Excited to be with you guys tonight, talking the compensation plan. Let's go back to this slide, because I think it's important to start here. So the packages, okay? We have 3 main memberships on our call starter package. So that's what I always say, right? As you guys can see, we have 300 to 600 to 1500. The first month, the 300 pays $50 faster and 150 more. You guys with me so far? Yeah. Okay. The premium $600 pack has a $100 faster and 300 volume, and the elite, which is a $1,500 pack, has a $200 faster and 1,000. You guys realize that elite pack pays $1,200. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. On a $1,500 sale, it's paying $1,200. See right here on the monthly subscription, the $175, the enroller gets 25 ahead for life. So every time someone pays their membership on a monthly basis, they can pay this month. Let's say they don't pay for 6 months. They come back in, they pay, you get $25 ahead every single month for life, and of course you get 100 volume. So about this real quick, if you want to make up your numbers very, very fast, one elite sale is equivalent to 10 auto ships. Think about that. So 50,000 points is only 50 elite memberships. That's a 6-figure level, that platinum ambassador level. If you think about it, how do I do 50,000 points very quickly? In your first 30 days, you just put 50 people in on the elite, 50,000 points. Okay? So you can make up your numbers very quickly with the big packs. A lot of companies like to do add-ons. Okay, like add this, add that, add this, right? You can't charge $300 a month for a membership. So what we do is we basically just do a one-time initiation fee to get access to the services for life at the same exact monthly price. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Also, a little different here as well. I'll talk about that in a sec. I won't go with that yet. I'll make it easy for you to understand. Are you guys with this first slide?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
From here, let's talk about this. So I already explained this. It can be the $99 or the $175 a month. Every time someone pays, you get $25 ahead for life. So think about that. You have 10 personal enrollments, 20 personal enrollments, 25 ahead just from that alone. Just with that one place. Okay? From here, as you guys can see, also, of course, the first month, you get the faster bonus. I don't know if I use the results. Yeah, okay? But basically, I will show the faster, right? And then, of course, every month after the faster, you get this. For the faster, for example, on the 99, like I just said, it's $25, 50 volume on the 300, which is the select, $50 faster, 150 volume, the premium, which is $600, $100 faster, 300 volume, and the elite, which is $1,500, $200 faster, 1,000 volume. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the first month you get that, and then technically every month after, on the 175, it's 100 volume, 25 ahead. On the choice, which is 99, it's 50 volume, 25 ahead. Okay. From here, I teach a 3-step system. Okay, a simple 3-step system. This is what you guys all should be focused on right now. The 3-step system to launch your business. Every single person on your team does this. And I can tell you this can lead to a lot of 6-figure earners, right? The 3 steps I'm going to teach you, if you're able to execute this with literally 5 to 7 people, just 5 to 7 people, you're at a 6-figure earner. Okay, so listen to those things. The first thing is called a fast track bonus. This basically says you can enroll 4 members in your organization personally within your first 30 days of training at the select membership or higher. What is that mean? $175 a month subscription. So it can be the 300, the 600, the 1500. And of course, you need to be a select member of high yourself. Okay? All of you guys should be elite members.
Yes,
Okay?
absolutely.
With me? Okay? Very simple. Okay? Very simple there. But let's just say hypothetically, I sold myself. Okay? And I sold 4 select memberships my first month. 4 of them. Okay? What would that pay you guys if I sold 4 of these? $200, right? But because you did that in your first 30 days of joining, the company will pay you an additional $550, so you'll make $750 your first month.
Wow.
Is that pretty cool?
Wow.
So when someone joins the business, our goal is to get them for the first 30 days, so they'll never make less than $750. I can tell you, of course, guys, sometimes it's not going to be 4 selects, right? It might be an elite, it might be a premium, it might be 2 selects, right? No matter what it is, no matter what you make, the company will pay you at least $750 the first month. That's huge. You guys think it's a big deal? Someone brand new in the network marketing makes $750 the first month? Very big, okay? So this is step 1. Everyone say step 1.
Step 1.
That's what we teach, step 1, okay? Step 2 right here. This is called a membership credit. It basically says if you have 4 personal enrollments at the same membership level as you or higher, you are guaranteed to basically cover the cost of your membership on a monthly basis. So what does that mean? If I have 4 people at $175 a month, now I'm $175 a month, even if I make less than $175 a month, the company's going to pay me the difference to cover the cost of my membership. Meaning I'm not paying money out of my pocket, right? This isn't like a free product credit. Some companies give like a free product credit, you get points on the sale and stuff. No, this is, you get points on everyone in this business. The company's just going to pay you enough to cover the cost. Does that make sense? Okay. So this is step 2, but listen. If I already did step 1, I technically already accomplished step 2, correct? So for someone who has not got the fast track bonus, of course this is kind of their, step. Let's say they did the business for 3 months. Well, let's get them here so they get the product covered on a monthly basis. Okay? But if you want to do the fast track, you've basically already done this. So now you're focused on step 3. Step 3 is something called Pro Status. It guarantees you $8,000 a month. Residual income, $250 every single week. Technically, it's an extra $13,000 a year because we have an extra paid period of the year. So you guys, is everyone cool make an extra 13 grand a year to start?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a
Okay,
natural
this is the
first.
philosophy here. So we just talked about the membership credit, right? It's at 4 personal enrollments. This basically says not 4, let's do 6. So add an additional one on the left, an additional one on the right. They all have to be at select membership or higher, $175 a month subscription. So 3 on your left, 3 on your right, and have at least 3,000 in qualified enrollment volume. The only rule of the compensation when it comes to qualified enrollment volume is no more than 50% can come from one individual. So what is 50% of 3,000? 1,500, right? So if I enroll, let's say, for example, Leo right here, and he does 1,500 points, okay? Or let's say he does 2,000 points, just for the example. The most I could get from him for the QEV would be 1,500 points, right? And I have to make up the 1,500 points between the other 5 individual enrollment ones, okay? But this is the powerful thing about this. A lot of compensation plans require perfect structure, perfect balance on the left and the right of the binary, right? This is off enrollment money. So let's say I enroll Johnny, Susie, Sally, okay? And let's say all 3 of them are just customers. And they all happen to fall on my left leg. But let's say on the right side I have Mike, Billy, and John. Okay, hypothetical. Let's say Billy and John are the builders. All my volume can technically be on the one side and I can still qualify for Pro Status. Is that pretty cool? Because you never know who's going to take off. Right? So I'm putting 6 people into the system. They might happen to be on the same side. Company says no problem at all. At least you have 2 enrollment lines. You're good to go. Right? The 50% rule. Okay? So it's a very, very powerful thing.
Yes.
We came up with this a couple of years ago, maybe a year ago,
Strong.
year and a half ago, and it was very unique concept because it's off the enrollment line for you to qualify for it. So like I said, guys, basically when you accomplish Pro Status, the company looks at what you're making on a weekly basis, and they will top you up so you'll never ever make less than $250 a week.
Strong.
No matter what. Okay? That's 13 grand a year. You guys do this concept. So the 3-step system, okay? Fast track, membership credit. You do this with 5 to 7 people, you're a global, basically a 6-figure level, let's just say, for those who get there. Okay? Is that cool? Everyone want to be a 6-figure level? Yeah. 5 to 7. 5 to 7. Over and over.
Because you never was doing something like that before.
That's qualifying.
Yeah. Yeah. 5 to 7 that we qualify on a monthly basis. 5 to 7 families make $1,000 a month.
Same 5 to 7.
Same as 5 to 7.
That's crazy. So if you're doing that in your crew, you're making at least 8 to 10 grand.
8 to 10 grand a month. Oh yeah. See, a lot of people teach a lot of things in compensation plans. Like, oh, get to this, level or this rank or whatever. Like, when you understand this, okay, let's get this.
That's training, Jesse. You could make that
Exactly
up.
what they're getting. So I teach that 3 steps. Fast track bonus, membership credit. Now we can go deep into the rest of the compensation plan so you guys can understand it. As you guys can see, basically up until 7-figure income, it's a 50% enrollment line.
Oh, okay.
And what does that mean? I've already explained this to you guys.
It is a registered company.
For your rank, it's based on enrollment line. Okay? So whatever you guys put into the company determines your rank. But as you guys can see, basically, let's say for example, 250,000 points, okay, to be a presidential ambassador. What's 50% of that? 25, correct? So basically, I have 2 good enrollment lines and go to presidential ambassador. Okay? And as you guys can see with the compensation plan, yes, we have pro status here. Pro status is not a rank. It's just a guarantee. A guaranteed 250 a week no matter what. You can see the whole compensation plan just requires 2 persons on the left and 2 persons on the right. There's no difference between customers, distributors, there's no distributor fees, none of that stuff. It's literally 2 on the left, 2 on the right. You literally can have 4 personal enrollments and go to Crown Legend, and you guys can see it goes to a 35% line back, so you have a little harder, right? To go
Hold
over
it
the
for
top.
1 second.
Instead of 50% from one line to 35 from one line, right?
Because I'm going to
You
have
go
to
all
plug
the
the
way
plug.
up. Just on this bonus, it's $450,000 a year. Just on this bonus. No other bonus is included here. This is just team commissions. Every other bonus goes to infinity.
Wow.
So you can literally build a binary to 450. Pretty crazy, right? Okay.
Crazy.
Why is this unique, this enrollment line? Why we built it like this?
Thank you.
Let's say you join this business tonight. And let's say you're placed in the binary. There's a left and a right binary, right? And let's say someone's placed under you in that binary. And one of your legs just starts taking off because someone put someone in your team. It can happen, correct? Okay. Well, guess what? If that leg is doing really well, you wouldn't want to put your
You want
builder
that or you want me to get?
You just want to have a couple customers who qualify the list, right? Because it's off enrollment line, you can put your 2 builders on the other side to maximize the bonus. See, a lot of compensation plans require an enrollment line from both sides of the
But that's not enough though.
This
That's
is off your enrollment line. So it doesn't matter where they're placed in the binary for your rent. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, you want your points balanced as best as possible and cash out as much as possible. But if you have one line taken off from an upside, you want to put the people on the other side to balance that out. Okay? You guys getting that? It's a little nuance, but it makes it very powerful. I'll explain it more. As you guys can see, there's really 2 main reasons why you want to go up the rent. You get a higher percentage of pay in the binary, okay? Then you get more on the right? Also, you have bigger pay caps. This is the most you can make in a week at those specific ranks when it comes to the team commission bonus. Like I said, no other bonus is capped. It's just team commission sold. Well, let's just say I'm at Platinum Executive. And let's say I have more volume than what $150 could pay me hypothetically. Okay, this is very rare. Happens in some circumstances for a couple of weeks or something. Well, let's say I have more volume that I basically can cash out because I can only make up $150 a week. The points will bank on both sides of the binary. It just rolls it over.
Alright, even.
Evenly. There's no, the points never disappear in the binary. Okay, the points will bank on both sides. Yes. It is crazy. Okay? Most binaries, even the ones that bank, aren't going to bank the profit, right?
No, they don't.
They'll never do it. And then on the power line, you typically have a cap. Quick! Guys, I've banked over 100 million points on almost both sides. 100 million points. So you know exactly how much money you get paid each week, because let's say you get to a level, the level says you can make 125,000 a week, right? Well, you know the 125 is coming every single week, and those points are just rolling out. Does that kind of make sense? Yeah. It's really, really cool thing. Okay? We'll go more into it so you understand. Like I said, your rank is based on your enrollment line. Okay? So everyone you sponsor, A, B, C, D, E, like I bring all these different people into the company, right? What's the rule, guys? Until you get to a 7-figure income, no more than 8% can come from one individual enrollment line for your rank. So for this example, the person's trying to hit Diamond Executive, which is 10,000 enrollment. It was 50% of 10,000, 5,000. So in this example, my enrollment C has 9,000 votes. I can only count 5,000 of those, and the rest of the volume can come from my other enrollment lines. You guys might have 50 enrollments, you might have 50 enrollment lines, right? The only rule is no more than 50% can come from this. So you might have just 2 very strong ones that go through the whole line, right? Some people have 30 enrollments, 40 enrollments. I have hundreds of enrollments. So I'm getting volume from a lot of different ones. Does that make sense, guys? Well, what happens though? Let's take it to Diamond Executive now. Well, guess what? The next rank's actually called Ambassador, which is 25,000. So now I can get 12,500 points from one of those enrollment lines. So I count the full amount. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, very simple. This determines your rank. Rank doesn't determine your income though, correct? Because you still need balance of points. It's just determining what you get percent-wise in the binary, how many levels of check match you unlock, and the most you can make a week at a specific level. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay? From here, I didn't really explain the rule of pay loss. This is the most powerful part. And this is for builders in the room. And this is also why I think we sustain a lot of the builders, and also just a lot of people in general when I explain this. As you guys know, in the binary, there's 2 legs, left and right, okay? In this example, it's left leg bigger than the right leg, so let's call this one the power leg and this one the profit leg of the payment, right? There's 500 points here, and there's 300 points here, okay? Every single week, whenever your points are equal, you get paid on those points based on your percentage. Everyone with me so far? Okay? So as you guys can see, we start out at 10%, and we go all the way to 20%, right? What is 10% of 300? $30, right? What is 20% of 300? You guys see why you want to go up in rank? For the same amount of work, you're getting a higher percentage. This is why you want to rank things. So whenever points are equal every week, you get paid your percentage. What if you have additional points left over? Prime example right here. There's 200 extra points, right? Those points just roll over to the next week. They never disappear. So you guys want to hear an example that's pretty crazy? Some of you are going to have this happen to you, okay? Let's say this is me, and I enroll Tom, okay? And let's say Tom is just a customer. He's a friend of mine, he's a customer, he wants to use the services, wants to have his money work for him. For example, when it comes to our financial education products. I also enroll Jerry, and I put Jerry below Tom. Tom has nothing to do with Jerry. I just placed him in his tree, okay? He didn't enroll him or anything. Okay? Jerry's right here. Let's say over the next 5 years, Jerry becomes one of the top earners in the company. Okay? Let's say Jerry's team does 100 million points over the next 5 years. Just an example. Okay? 5 years later, Tom gives me a call. Tom goes, Anthony, I want to build this business. I want to take this really serious. I've seen what you've been doing the last 5 years. It's the right time for me. The same day, Jerry calls me up and Jerry says he's quitting. Okay? And let's say everyone on Jerry's team quits the same day, which is pretty much impossible to happen. But I'm going to give you an extreme example. Okay? Well, guess what? Now Tom is starting to build his business, and he has 100 million points sitting on that side. What's he going to do? He's going to put 2 random customers there, and he could probably build for 10, 15 years before he cashes out all those points. Is that pretty crazy? Yeah. So you get paid on every sale that ever goes your business. Everything that ever. The only way those points flush is if you go 60 days inactive, then it will flush it to zero. So there's some people who didn't update that credit card that lost out on a lot of money.
Yes.
Okay? So the only thing is, you can be a customer, distributor, you don't gotta do anything production-wise. Your account's just gotta be active. And every single sale that ever goes through your business, you will be paid. Is that powerful, guys?
Yeah.
See, most compensation plans, you lose a line, the next month your check is gone. Okay? People are panicking, they're looking to do something else because one team leaves and the check is gone overnight. Well, isn't it nice that, let's say, Tom was here, Tom was going to work with Jerry. Jerry did a lot of sales over 5 years. Tom's like, all right, cool, I'm going to start building this business today. And Tom can literally go build one line for many, many years to try to cash out all those points that Jerry needs to pass. That's a very, very powerful thing. And that's actually real residual income, right? When you can see the volume sitting there, you know each week how much is coming. Okay, super powerful.
So, let's just clear on this. So, let's say this example here, I've got, let's say, 500 on the left, and I got 400 on my right.
Okay.
And so,
The 400s would be equal.
right.
So you get paid out.
What happens to the 100?
The 100 stays in the trade forever.
Stays in the insurance.
Until you cash it out.
Cash it out.
Yeah. And let's say, wait. This is better. Look. Let's say you get to a level, okay? Let's say you get to 50,000 a week, okay? I'm giving you guys an example. Let's say you get to 50,000 a week in the compensation plan. And let's say you have more volume on each side of the tree, then 50,000 could be cashed out, right? Meaning maybe there's $75,000 there to the max. You make that week at that level is 50. Those points just roll to the next week.
So it's almost like you're guaranteed 25 going into
Then the next week. Crazy. Banks on both sides.
Hi. Hi.
Like I said, binaries,
Jeez.
like historically, right guys? Binaries, some of them will bank on the power limit, okay? But they will cap you on an annual basis, like you can never hold more than 10 million points. Like I said, I've gotten to a point at one point where I had over 100 million banked on both. 100 million points banked on both. So you knew for the next 3 years, as long as the company's in business, you're getting this much every single week. There's nothing they can do about that. Right? It's like a bank account just ready to cash out, which is pretty crazy, right? So I can just tell you guys, this is the key. The key to this. Never go inactive. Because, listen, in the binary, this is how you build a binary. And it's very, very simple. Let's go to the picture again. You always build outside left,
Yes,
outside right. All the way down. Never go inactive. Yes. But literally, outside left, outside right. You never go the inside. You give everyone a power limit. You just keep going outside, let them build their insides.
Yes.
So because you never know who's going to be that runner, right? So if you build someone's inside, you're playing with fire, right? Because that person might not be the person, and you end up building someone's whole entire team. Not the move to do. Always build the outside, let everyone build the inside. So you give everyone a power leg, and they determine, basically what they do on the inside. Okay? Everyone good with that?
Yes, sir.
Any more questions on this one though? Any questions? Cool. Generational check, I'll explain. This is very simple. You guys can see up to 10% on what they make in team commissions. That does not mean you get 10%. Does that make sense? Yeah. Up to 10%. It could be 1% this week. It could be 2%. As the company grows, there's more money there. This is the only thing in the compensation plan that is not a hard number. What do I mean by that? Faster, it's a hard number. You know when you make a sale how much you get paid. Team commissions, it's that percentage. You know exactly what you get paid. Rapid fire, that $25 a head. These are hard numbers. This is the only thing that's a variable based on the company's overall revenue. The bigger the company gets, there's more money that goes into this. Make sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
sir.
The cool thing about this is it starts at global executive. This is important. So let's say I sign up John. So John's just a customer. But let's say John is a customer refers Mike. Mike becomes a distributor. Mike's not a big distributor though, he just signed up a few people. Mike refers Bill. Bill becomes global executive. That is generation 1. That's important because if it's not like that, you can have a lot of empty levels, people making no money. That will really screw that up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So from there though, once you get to a global executive, then it goes 5 generations from that person. Very simple, okay? That's how it goes. I just explained it to you guys. So for example, once you have the first global executive, then of course everyone they enroll would be level 2, and when they enroll level 3, they enroll 4, they enroll 5. Does that make sense? I think there's actually, quote myself on this, I believe there's 16 to 18,000 accounts that fall within 5 generations of the genealogy. I'm not sure. That's how many fall within that, which is kind of crazy, right? With those 5 generations, because some people enroll 200 personals, 300 personals, and you guys can understand how that can spread. Okay? From here, these are exciting bonuses on the front end.
Can you unplug it for me, please?
All of you guys are launching
I'll
this
just
business
grab-
right now.
okay.
These are
Thank you.
things you want to take advantage of. And of course, you can consistently do it. So this is the X6 bonus. As you guys can see here, to earn this bonus, you need to be an elite member, or you can get a monthly subscription for 10 months. None of you guys could possibly pay a monthly subscription for 10 months at this point. So wait to earn this bonus by being
But Cassie,
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. From here, what is this bonus? It says you do 6,000 personal volume in a monthly calendar period. So, your guys' plan is everyone to pay on the 1st, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So, between the 1st and the last day of January, you'll give a little qualify for this. Okay? What is the simplest way of doing 6,000 points? 6 memberships, right? It can also be a combination of memberships. So it could be choice, select, premium, elite. It could be a combination. Also, this is what you guys want to implement on your teams. Upgrades to account. So let's say I sign up for select this month for $300. And there's select for the first month, right? And let's say in February, right? In February they say, hey, I'm gonna go from select to elite. You get all that volume to count towards the bonus pool.
Go ahead.
So there are people in the team who have an upgrade culture, right? There's people who have an upgrade culture that they know.
Yes.
So if you sign up on the 300, you want to go to 15, $1,200 one time. Yeah,
Yes.
that's right, yeah.
You
Yeah.
do. Yes.
It's a, yeah, so listen. It's a hair reduced. Listen, it's a hair reduced. A little bit, because we have to incentivize making that initial sale. So it's a hair reduced on the volume and a hair reduced on the fast start, right? On the difference, okay? Okay? Guys, this bonus pays 1% of the overall sales volume in that monthly calendar window. So from the 1st to the last of January, okay, 1% goes into this pool, and it's split up equally amongst the people that have shares. Okay? So let's say there's 10 people that have shares. 1% is split equally amongst those 10 people. You also have no cap to the amount of shares. You can do this once, twice, 2 times, 3 times, 10 times. You can do it as many times as you want. So if you have 12,000
So you have
points,
2 shares in the exit.
yes,
And then you still get the other.
and you can have as many X12 as you want to.
So if you do 24,
You can have 2 shares of the X12 and 4 shares of the X6.
that's crazy.
So that's how. So I've had people who have never made. Listen, these are real stories. I've had people who have never made more than 10,000 a month in network marketing. Meaning people 500 per 1,000 individuals in an organization, right?
Yeah.
Started 3 years, 2 or 5 years. Companies come over and make $60,000, $70,000 the first month because they hit the bonus 3 or 4 times the X12 plus all the shares. You see how that's possible? It's kind of crazy. But if you're in a roller, it's
Yes.
okay? So this moment,
Results not typical.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
there's a private,
Don't worry about it. Not in here. You're not
You
worried.
want me to leave for a minute?
Don't worry about it in here. Just leave it.
so
In a public meeting.
I I like to teach this. I like, so Christian, me, like, I see the numbers every week.
Right.
Okay? I see what this pays every month. On average, this pays around $500.
Okay.
So I like to use per day at 6, $500. I've seen it pay $800. I've seen it pay $1,000. I've seen it pay $400. Okay? But I like to give people proper expectations.
Right.
Historically, it's around $500. Of course, it's based on the company's overall sales volume and how many people qualify, right? That can be a moving variable for sure. But on average, if I look at this in the last 5 years, it's around $500 every share of the X6, okay? Here is the X12. Now, this one's life-changing. Instead of 6,000 points, it is 12,000 points. What's the simplest way to do 12,000 points, guys? 12 elites. Okay? Very simple. As you guys know, the same rules. You need to be an elite member,
Yes.
or you pay the membership 10 months. You can't pay the membership
Never
10 months. You
happened.
just started today. You gotta be an elite member, right? Also,
Put that in your bag.
it's just like, it can be anything that people so it can be choice selecting, it's just on volume, right? Also upgrades to
Right.
okay, so people do the upgrade culture very, very much within this bonus, right? From here, instead of 1% of the company's overall sales volume in a monthly calendar window, this is 3%. That's a big number, okay? And I can tell you on average, there's 5, 6 people that qualify. So think about how much money they're getting.
Usually, about 5 to 6 people at the bottom.
Yeah, on a consistent. There's some months we have 10, 12, right? But that's at the end of the day,
My right account.
Got a question here, got a question.
Okay. Oops. No. I gotta go, but my ride came for me. But what you can do is leave your number on the. Leave your number. Then I'll send you a dance. Give me your number. Type your number on the stream. Or I could. Yeah, yes, thank you. Okay? I'm gonna have to turn off the live stream. But thank you for being there all the way out. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Or just leave your number on one of my videos or comment or something. I'll get. Bye. You see why you need your own car?